Hello guys, my name is Maria, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to talk about light. And not just light, but the light in still life drawings and how to light your still life properly. The light is the only reason we can see the world, and proper light helps us see it three-dimensional. In this lesson, we will talk about lighting a simple egg still life and things to avoid, especially if you're a beginner artist. Let's go! So here you can see the still life with the egg, and this is what we're gonna draw later. Now I'm going to show you how light matters for a still life drawing. When the light hits this egg from the side, and I would say this would be a correct lighting scheme, we can see several distinct values. The highlight, which is right here, you cannot see it very well because the surface of the egg is matte. If it was, for example, wet, we could have seen highlight much better. So next is going to be light area. It's the next lightest after area on the egg after highlight. Then it's going to be a half tone right here. Then this is a core shadow right here. This is the darkest part of the object. Then it's going to be a reflected light right here. This reflected light is very bright because the surface the egg sits on is white. If the surface was black, this reflected light would still exist, but it would be much darker. Then we can see the cast shadow. So the cast shadow is the darkest in the spot where the object touches the surface it sits on, right here under this egg. This is the most dark part of this still life, right here. The cast shadow, of course, it has like a round form, of course, because the egg is round. And the farther from this spot where the egg sits on the surface, the lighter cast shadow becomes. So right here you can clearly see the lighter values here. And obviously the light of the color of the egg, of course, influences the shadow as well. So right here, the cast shadow is lighter than around. Everything is really intertwined. The whiteness of the paper influences this reflected light, and the whiteness of the egg influences this right here, the lighter area on the cast shadow. For classical training, we want our light to come from the side at about 45 to 60 degree angle. The several mistakes that we can actually make in setting up the still life. Sometimes we can start drawing not thinking about light, just thinking about we want to draw an egg. And we can end up with a flat drawing with not much tonal values in it. So I will show you several types of light that can unfortunately influence this lack of shadows. And shadows always determine how three-dimensional object looks on the drawings. So here I'm going to turn on the second light. And this second light almost destroyed the shadows here, and it confuses us a lot. So even though we have source of light from the left and it still comes from the left, it hits the egg and it tries to form this core shadow, but then this light comes from the right and it's even brighter, and it tries to form its own core shadow. Plus, since it's brighter, it lights this part of the egg, and now this part tries to become darker. And plus we see the cast shadow here and a little bit of cast shadow here. So this is very confusing color scheme, and I don't really recommend this at all. The distance really matters too. So if I move the light closer, like that, we are kind of losing most of our shadows. If I move the light farther, we can lose a lot of information about light. And once again, this might confuse us. So let's see what happens if we change our source of light. I'm gonna take my lamp and I'm gonna move it. This light is called front light. It's not proper light for still lifes. This is side. We can see more shadows appearing on the egg itself. Now I'm moving my lamp towards the backlight. We can see more and more shadows on the egg, and this would be very tricky to draw for us. This is the light scheme we're going to draw. Now we're going to talk about natural light consideration. A lot of artists prefer natural light. For example, from a north-facing window. This light is usually soft and neutral in terms of color. So here I have northern light. My windows are facing north. This is natural light. I turned off my lamp. This cast shadow is not that distinctive anymore. We still can see it, of course, but I always prefer something stronger. The catch here is that we cannot really guarantee its consistency. Sometimes the day can be rainy, sometimes the day can be sunny. We cannot really predict too well the weather outside. So for the purposes of this course, I would suggest you guys use artificial light. And after we master the principles, we can move towards natural light. Now we can see that good light is a foundation for a good drawing. If we set up our light properly, we are like halfway to a successful drawing. And we can master these principles starting with the egg and then move to more complex still life objects and setups. Next time we're gonna talk about how to use this knowledge in our drawing.